Cancer and sugar are directly related, and sugar has a very, very big impact on cancer development and progression. Okay. Let me explain you how. Your body has trillions of cells. All these cells have XK2 receptors. पर XK2 receptors cancer cells में बहुत ज़्यादा quantity में होते हैं. Okay. All right. And what's the source of fuel for them? Sugar. Right. So जब आप sugar खाते हैं, तो these XK2 receptors, they try and grab all that sugar and try to grow and multiply. And they take it away from the rest of the cells. So जब किसी को शक होता है कि उनको कैंसर है, तो डॉक्टर्स उनको कहते हैं कि आप जाके पेट स्कैन कराइए. So जब आप पेट स्कैन करने के लिए जाते हैं, so they inject the radioactive dye inside you. What is that radioactive dye? It's radioactive sugar water, right? So now when this sugar water enters your body, the XK2 receptors, because they have the high affinity towards sugar, they're going to try and grab more. Yeah. And on the PET scan, they glow.
Okay. And that's how the cancer is detected at that time.
Absolutely, Khubsurat. So this clearly establishes the link between cancer and how the cancer cell feeds on sugar and grows and multiplies.
Showing the kind of a relationship between the two.
Yes.
Also, Mona, we also read a lot about, and there are also a lot of queries that we get about the process of in which the sugar is, processed and made. The chemicals, the kind of chemicals that are used when sugar is processed. Does that have any impact on increasing the risk of cancer?
Certainly it does, because the normal table sugar that we consume white color ki hoti hai, so it goes through a bleaching process, and a lot of the times they add additives to it to make it free flowing. So there's anti-caking agents in it, and of course these are not natural foods, they are chemicals, and they will adversely affect cancer.
So carcinogenic ho sakte hain?
Bilkul ho sakte hain.
Okay. So Mona, then we come to natural sugars or sugars like gur hai, या फिर हमारा brown sugar हो गया, stevia हो गया, or other natural sugars. So क्या ऐसा है कि cancer patients can they consume any of those sugars क्या, और उनको उससे भी इन सब sugar से भी दूर रहना चाहिए?
So gur and other natural sugars are in one category and stevia is in another category. Okay. So stevia is a no-calorie sugar which does not cause any spike in your blood sugars. Yes. Whereas gur and other brown sugar or raw sugar, they are just basically unbleached, unprocessed sugars. So the advantage of unprocessed, unbleached raw sugars like gur और शक्कर, stuff like that, उसके अंदर ये है कि बस उसके अंदर chemicals नहीं है. But at the end of the day, the message is the same, कि sugar is food for your cancer cells. So अगर वो आपके cancer cells के लिए food है, you don't want to give them food. What your ultimate goal should be is to starve those cancer cells. So get that food away.
So limit it as much as is possible.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mona, what about naturally occurring sugars in fruits? And then what about fruit juices? What is the relation, and how do patients with cancer, how do they go about such foods and such juices?
Okay, so fruits are still okay. Fruits that are low in glycemic index, high in fiber. Because at the end of the day, what we want to do is try and metabolize that sugar in your gut before it gets absorbed by the cells, right? So low glycemic index fruits are fine. But when it comes to fruit juices, that's where the problem starts. See, the fiber is stripped away from all your juices. And usually लोग क्या करते हैं कि पूरा इतना बड़ा ग्लास भर के जूस का पिलाएंगे 3 बारी दिन में. There is no portion control. पर जब आप portion control की बात करते हैं, तो fruit juice का portion control is just 4 ounces, which would be like about that much fruit juice. और उसको भी we always recommend that you have it with your food, so that the sugars, even though they're natural sugars, they're still sugars. It is still fructose. It will raise your blood sugars. So quantity is the key.
So Mona, low glycemic index foods are those foods which do not cause an instant spike of blood sugar in the body. And what are the common examples of low glycemic index foods?
So in fruits, the ones that have low sugar and have high fiber, say apples, pears, berries, it could be any kinds of berries, amrood. So these are the kind of examples. Lemons, they are all low glycemic index foods. Santara. And when it comes to vegetables, try and stay away from the starchy vegetables. That is, aloo is not a vegetable, aloo is a starch. So try to stay away from.
We Indians are very fond of aloo.
Aloo, correct. So that because the glycemic index is high, it gets converted to sugar very quickly. Yeah. So we need to stay away from that and increase the quantity of high fiber foods, jaise gobi, patta gobi, gaant gobi, all kinds of sags, all of your greens. So these are the kind of foods that you must increase and of course eliminate aloo from your diet.
तो जितना हो सके फाइबर रिच खाना और लो ग्लाइसेमिक इंडेक्स वाले फूड्स जो हैं वो कैंसर पेशेंट्स को भी और हेल्दी इंडिविजुअल्स को भी ऐड करने चाहिए अपने खाने में.
That is perfectly right, yes.
So now coming to stevia, जो कि आजकल रेव है, हर कोई instead of other artificial sweeteners switch कर रहा है towards stevia and everyone is saying ये zero calorie sugar alternative है, तो उसके बारे में आपकी क्या राय है?
So stevia is a safe sugar alternative. It does not spike your blood sugar, and the good thing about it is that you cannot consume it in high quantities because of the bitter taste.
Sugary,
No, because of the bitter taste, it leaves a bitter taste. So stevia is fine to use.
Okay. So अगर उनको चाय में या कॉफ़ी में
कुछ मीठा डालना होता है तो stevia, हाँ जी.
So मोना, ये तो बात थी stevia की, जहाँ पे you gave us a clarity about how to use it. What about those typical artificial sweeteners जो हमें we get in the market? What about them?
Like the sweet and low, sucralose, all of those. I think they are the worst thing you can do to your body. So I tell everybody to stay away from them because they've been linked to cancer and various other diseases, and there's plenty of research out there. So when your body is already compromised with a very difficult disease called cancer, you don't want to compromise it further by abusing artificial sweeteners. So I would say again, if you do have to have any kind of sweet taste, stick to a little bit of stevia, and in general stay away from sugars as much as
Anything
possible.
that is refined, all of that is
Anything that is sugar or gets converted to sugar, you should stay away from.